Welcome back to NAB Live 2012 from the Livestream and TeraDeck booth. I'm broadcasting live here. I'm Michael Artsis. Joining us on the couch at NAB is Guy Fieri from the Food Network. No, I'm just
Let's
kidding.
go have a taco.
Diners, drives, and dives, right?
That's it. I'm ready.
Now, this is Philip Nelson from NewTek. Thank you so much for joining us. NewTek makes the TriCaster, a bunch of other products, the 3Play, some other things that are great and allow you to be a mobile studio. In addition to that, you can actually use this in a studio, and I have actually built a studio around the TriCaster 850 architecture with that as the centerpiece, and it worked really well. We were able to push it to the limits and do some really cool things. Some Skype interviews instead of using satellite interviews, and tricking the TriCaster into thinking that the Mac Mini was a camera feed, doing phone calls and taking phone calls and all this stuff. So it's really a robust product, and now you have a new product, the TriCaster 8000.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're done. There's nothing else I can add. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you and good night.
That's all the time we have.
No, we did. Here at NAB, we've announced the next generation of live production systems, and that is the TriCaster 8000. And one of the coolest things about the TriCaster 8000 is, well, let me back up a little bit. You know, switching technology and the concepts in video switching really haven't changed in 30 years. And so when we were designing the TriCaster 8000, our CTO wanted to make the next generation of video production switching systems. And we all know that social media and getting the word out and getting your content out quickly is just as important as a good show. And so in the TriCaster 8000, we've added in real-time publishing to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, images to Flickr. So as your show is live, like let's say we're broadcasting right now, if we were using the TriCaster 8000, people could be marking clips of your segments, and while you're still streaming, they're being uploaded to YouTube. So instead of doing a show for an hour, then processing for an hour, then uploading, and 2 hours, 3 hours later, your content's available. It's available before your show's even over.
That's tremendous. That's
yeah,
really a big
future.
help. Now, this is a television studio in a box. That's what the TriCaster is.
Yes.
NewTek started as a company that was doing video toasters back in the late 80s, early 90s, and those were amazing. And they were pretty pricey, but they were amazing, and people loved them. And it evolved into the TriCaster, doing the TriCaster and all these other things. And you literally, instead of having an entire production truck filled with people, you now have a box, and some of the boxes are bigger and some are smaller.
Right.
But you can really do mobile broadcasting because of this, and then you can stream it live from the box.
Yep.
Or you can record into the box, and you can do all these other things, or you can do both. And you can also wind up using it in different ways with a TeraDeck Cube or TeraDeck Bond. You can have a reporter out in the field somewhere else and stream to a decoder from a Bond or a Cube and put that in as a camera source into the switcher.
You know, the thing that's exciting, when we designed TriCaster, we didn't want to sell one to every TV station. That wasn't our goal. If we did that, you'd only sell about 3,000. You know, we have higher goals.
Well, and in addition, the television stations are hard to sell to because they're married to their infrastructure.
They're buying
and
TriCasters as fast as we can make them. But
really?
Our goal was to bring live TV production to people who aren't in TV. Allow shows to be produced that would never roll in a truck. So a story I love to share just in sports, there's a conference, an NCAA conference called the Horizon League in the Midwest. They had a television budget, and they were doing about 7 to 10 live games a year. They bought TriCasters for all the schools, and with the same budget, went from 7 to 10 games to over 400 games a year. So that is amazing, which brings me to a stat that I'd like to share with you. We did a recent survey of a large portion of our clients, and our research showed that every week, NewTek customers are producing over 60,000 hours of content.
That's insane.
60,000 hours a week.
You know,
that's 6 hours every minute. In the time that we've been talking, about 18 hours of content have been made with NewTek products.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know that we're using a TriCaster here to do this broadcast, where it's plugged into a TeraDeck Bond to stream. But we're using the TriCaster to do the switching, and it's great, and it's really been robust. Especially the clip you just saw from Matthews was shot yesterday and then was played back today, and it was easy. You just took the MP4 file and played it right into the TriCaster. Now I broadcast mobily with a TriCaster, small TriCaster, the NFL Alumni Player of the Year Awards. It was broadcast live for the first time ever 2 years ago, and it was amazing. We rolled it into Dallas. Now, we couldn't get an internet connection because of the snowstorms. Went out and used a clear wire modem that had Ethernet, because the TriCaster could only take Ethernet, and we're able to feed it an internet connection from that. And with only 2 bars of service in the middle of a snowstorm, we broadcast live for 4 hours. The first ever. It's never been broadcast before. Been done for 30 years. The NFL Player of the Year Awards for the NFL alumni, and it was a tremendous success. 30,000 people were watching it live.
You know, that one thing exciting about that story, and it kind of translates into what makes TriCaster magical. You always say TriCaster allows people to bring their fans behind the velvet rope. You know, so many of the successful webcasts are exactly what you did. That Players Award, fans can't attend that.
Right.
You know, you brought them into that inner circle.
I looked at an event, and I actually was there the year before. I looked at it, and I said, this event has to be broadcast. It's never been broadcast before. That doesn't even make any sense. The fans want to see this. You just hand the AP and all these other news outlets a list of who won these awards.
Yeah.
This is a great show you're putting on. Why don't the fans get to see that? And that's true. That's what TerraDeck is doing. That's what Livestream is doing. And NewTek is also doing that. And being able to be the studio, the mobile studio, and that's what's great with the TriCaster and with your other products as well. And we also used it for another company that built a 24-hour sports news network that was online, and it was a centerpiece, and that's what I was telling you about. It's phenomenal.
That's cool. You know, and what's neat with the TriCaster 8000, you know, as I mentioned, social media is a big part of that.
Of course.
But some of the other things that have been added, we actually now support native QuickTime as our recording format.
That's
because
excellent.
we want to streamline the process as fast as possible so that you go from live show to your finished product as quickly as you can.
All right, so here's the deal. The TriCaster, whether it's the 8000, the 850, or any of the other models, you do your graphics, your audio, you roll in your clips, you do your photos, all on the TriCaster. It is your mobile, or you can put it in and have it be fixed, but it is your control room. It is your entire broadcast truck right there. Philip, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. And check out NewTek.com for more on the TriCaster and the other products, the 3Play, some great things. Philip, thanks so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.